Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I ran out of time with the last question, we were talking about the NPR-A rule, and you had started to detail the consultation that had gone on, the numerous meetings. The reason there is such frustration over this consultation process is because there were multiple individuals that were frustrated over this issue. So it required the subcommittee to basically call on Interior to conduct additional consultation with Alaska Natives and the tribal entities on the slope. It not only came here from the committee, it came from the congressional delegation, from the legislature, and yet the department announces the publication of the final NPR-A rule on April 19. Not a single effort made to conduct additional consultation as we had requested. Part of the back and forth in this that again leads to ongoing frustration is our comments from your own team. The NPR-A working group met to discuss this issue in August, and one of your deputy assistant secretaries, Catherine Kovacs, stated, she says, "I'm happy to regale you with the ins and outs of the Congressional Review Act, but unfortunately we're on a schedule with this one that we don't have any control over, so we just don't have that kind of time for a rule. We're on a schedule on this one. We don't have any control over this." And so you've got a situation where it's already been forecast to people that, look, we've got this clock ticking because we want to avoid an effective veto under the CRA. How can this be considered meaningful consultation if your own department is effectively sabotaging it before it even begins? I can't believe that it's appropriate for somebody within the department to basically say, this consultation is just kind of a check-the-box exercise that we have to get behind.
Senator, I will just say that following all of those meetings that you spoke about, they extended the comment period on November 13th for an additional 20 days.
20 days, yeah.
Also, I want to say that we also reaffirm that nation-to-nation consultation is not restricted to a public comment period and could occur any time when tribal leaders request those consultations. I also would like to offer tribal engagement, a fact sheet. We can list for you all of the tribal engagements that we had, detailing that engagement for the record, if that would be helpful as well.
Is it not correct, though, that 8 times you were asked by various leaders from the North Slope region for meetings? It came all the way from Alaska to Washington, D.C. to specifically meet with you, only to have their request asked. I know that that's a fact because our offices tried to get meetings for our constituents when they traveled 5,000 miles to come and see you.
Senator, I know that our acting deputy secretary did meet along with Congresswoman Peltola.
Our acting deputy secretary did meet.
Yes.
Our Secretary of the Interior, making an extraordinarily consequential decision about lands that that this group of Alaska Native leaders call home and subsist upon. Were denied meetings 8 times. Let me ask about the department took an additional 18 days to publish the final rule in the Federal Register. I'm not sure why. What I really want to know is whether or not there were any changes between the unofficial pre-publication version of the rule and the final version.
I can't answer that for you at the moment, but I will absolutely go back to the office and ask the BLM to respond to that question.
Well, I think it's kind of important because there's a notable gap there. Your staff had previously committed to providing a red line of the draft rule and the final rule. So can you share with me as well the red line of the unofficial publication version of the rule?
Senator, we will absolutely be in touch with your office as to those two specific questions.
I would like to get that red line by the end of this next week, if we can.
Thank you.
Thank you.